Champions aren't born, they are made, and Sporting CP have made themselves the champions of the Portuguese Primeira Liga, and they clinched the title in some style. The historic football club are on the rise as they have recently won their second league title in 4 years, but they won't just be satisfied by their victory. They want more league titles to catch up to their two rivals in the league, Benfica and Porto. Will they be able to do this? Benfica are the most successful team in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, and they are part of the Big Three with current champions Sporting CP and Porto. Like those two, Benfica have never been relegated from the Portuguese First Division. They have been dominant for the larger part of the league's history. Founded on 28th February 1904, Benfica, or the Eagles as they are popularly referred to, have won 86 major trophies, with 83 being domestic. They have the most Primeira Liga titles with 38. Their latest title win being the 22-23 league title, which they won on the final day of the season after beating Santa Clara 3-0. That season's title campaign was keenly contested between Porto and Benfica, as Benfica only edged past them with 2 points. Before the 22-23 season, Benfica also won the league in 2019. Apart from their dominance in the league, Benfica also dominate the Taça de Portugal, winning a record 26 times. They have also won the most Taça da Liga titles with 7. The Portuguese Giants have also won 9 Supertaça Cândido de Oliveira and 3 Campeonato de Portugal. As good as Benfica are in the league, they haven't dominated internationally as much. But to be fair, not every team is like Real Madrid, who have stockpiled Champions League trophies. Benfica have, however, won 2, and they did so back-to-back in 1961 and 1962. The Eagles have always been soaring, and they don't know any other way than the pursuit of glory. Speaking of pursuit, Porto are the second most successful team in the Portuguese league and have been chasing after Benfica with the aim of dethroning them. The Dragons, as fans popularly call them, have won 85 major trophies overall. They won 30 Portuguese Primeira Liga titles, and they did it in the most emphatic way possible by winning it 5 seasons in a row between the 1994-95 and 1998-99 seasons. That's not all. They even won the league twice without losing a match. They achieved this in the 2010-11 and 2012-13 seasons. In that 2010-11 season, they won the league with the largest ever difference of points between champion and runner-up, with 21 points on their way to a quadruple. They had also previously won a treble in the 02-03 season. Porto's most recent win was in 2021-22, and before then, they won it in the 2017-18 and the 2019-20 seasons. No wonder they are called the Dragons. They have won the most Supertaça Cândido de Oliveira with 23 trophies and have won 20 Taça de Portugal. The Dragons also have 4 Campeonato de Portugal and 1 Taça da Liga. Unlike Benfica, Porto have a better standing in international competitions and are the most decorated Portuguese team. They won the Champions League in 1987 and 2004. Apart from their Champions League trophy wins, they have the 3rd most appearances in the Champions League group stage, with 23 appearances behind Barcelona and Real Madrid. Still on international trophies, Porto have also won the Europa League in 2003 and 2011. They won the Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup in 1987, before they won another Club World Cup in 2004. Porto and Benfica are immensely successful teams, and it must have given Sporting CP immense joy to get one over their more successful rivals. Sporting CP was created on July 1st, 1906, and are a distant 3rd in terms of success when compared to their rivals. They have won 55 major trophies, which include 20 league titles, 17 Taças de Portugal, a joint record of 4 Campeonato de Portugal, 4 Taças da Liga, and 9 Supertaças Cândido de Oliveira. Internationally, they have had little successes, with their notable international trophy being the discontinued European Cup Winners' Cup, which they won in the 1963-64 season. While they aren't much of a presence in the Champions League, they have made a home out of the Europa League. They have had 36 appearances in the Europa League, played the most matches, and have won the 2nd most. As you can see, Sporting have a long way to go to catch up, but with 2 league titles in 4 years, they are making quite the statement. Sporting's title in the 2020-2021 season will always be iconic. Sporting achieved undisputed leadership of that season's campaign after beating Boa Vista 1-0, with forward Paulinho's goal being the difference in the competition. Paulinho also played an important role in Sporting's 23-24 title charge, but it was their new man Viktor Gyökeres, who they signed from Coventry City last summer for a club record fee of €20 million plus add-ons, that lit up the league. We'll get to him soon. Sporting CP won the league with 2 games to spare, and they had some help too. When Sporting CP faced Portimonense, they needed to win to maintain their lead in the table. Benfica, who were chasing Sporting, still had hope of upsetting them. Sporting went straight to business, with Paulinho scoring the first goal in 13 minutes. In the 70th minute, Sporting doubled their lead, with Portuguese forward Trincão scoring the second. Gyokeres scored the third to condemn Portimonense to defeat. However, by the end of the game, Sporting wasn't only triumphant over Portimonense, they had become triumphant over the whole league. Benfica, who had been chasing, fell to a 2-0 shock defeat against Famalicão. Benfica's defeat against Famalicão would be their 4th in the 2023-24 season, while league winners Sporting only lost twice. One of their losses came against Benfica. That defeat against Benfica in the first part of the season was intense. From the first minute, Benfica threatened Sporting. They came close to scoring, but they couldn't convert their chances. Benfica continued to dominate proceedings and had another opportunity, but the ball deflected off a Sporting defender and hit the bar. Despite everything Benfica tried, nothing worked. Sporting were resolute in defence, and when they had their chance, they took it. In the last minute of the first half, Sporting had an opportunity to counter, which they took with their striker Gyokeres burying the ball at the back of the net. Sporting was ahead, but they made the game difficult for themselves when their defender got a second yellow. Despite the red, Sporting held on, and Benfica, with their chances, couldn't convert. Then, 4 minutes into added time, Benfica finally managed to score from a João Neves shot. That goal would be Neves' first of the season, and it came when it mattered most for his team. With their goal, Benfica were full of belief and began to push Sporting harder. 3 minutes after their equaliser, they scored another goal, which took them ahead. Sporting could only look on in shock as they let their lead slip out of their hands. However, that defeat didn't break their spirits. It only reinforced the need for them to become more focused. When the two teams met each other in the second part of the season, Sporting CP had their revenge against Benfica. They only lost one more time to Vitória Guimarães SC. Sporting scored first in that game, but played the chasing game once Vitória Guimarães equalised and went ahead. It helped Sporting that they beat their other rival, Porto, once and drew the reverse fixture. This gave Sporting the advantage they needed to win the league. It also helped that their striker, Gyokeres, was in fine form. Gyokeres embodies the ruthlessness of Sporting CP. He had 114 shots for them and scored 29 goals out of those attempts. As excellent a striker as Gyokeres was, he also played with the team in mind. He provided 10 assists. With how he played, Sporting were dynamic as they made sure opponents would have a hard time preventing a goal. Paulinho was another goal threat for Sporting. The veteran forward had a great season where he scored 15 goals in the league from 59 shots. The veteran forward even chipped in with 5 assists too. Attacking midfielder Pedro Gonçalves is another player that has been making things happen for Sporting. He scored 11 goals, but it isn't the goal scoring that makes him special. Pedro is one of Sporting's leading creative directors. He made 12 assists for the team and created 63 chances. Talk about phenomenal. As phenomenal as Gonçalves is as a creative outlet for Sporting, they also have the versatile Nuno Santos, who has also been brilliant. Santos plays left wing-back or left midfield for Sporting. He created 61 chances and assisted 12 times. The combination of him and Gonçalves makes Sporting a proper handful. As you can see, Sporting have incredible players, and credit to their coach, Rúben Amorim. Amorim becoming Sporting's coach has been one of the best things that has happened to the club. He has helped the club win their second trophy after creating his own use for the 3-4-3 tactical system. After achieving success with Sporting, Amorim became a target for clubs in the Premier League. He was one of the candidates for the Liverpool job before they eventually decided on Arne Slot. In the middle of the saga, Amorim went to meet the leadership of West Ham, and it led to a mess back in Portugal. Will Amorim eventually leave Sporting? If he does, he could hurt the consistency and identity that Sporting now have. For now, Amorim has decided to commit to Sporting and help them win even more trophies. However, this is football, and things could change in the blink of an eye. Will the manager be tempted away from the club later on, or will he stay to create even more success for Sporting CP? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more football action.